what we learn in juz number 5. Juz number 5 continues with Suratul Nisa, a beautiful surah, and that's a Madani surah. Suratul Nisa is a Madani surah, and in this it will cover from ayah number 24 onwards in juz number 5. So prohibited and permitted marriages continued and starts with Muhsanat. The Suratul Nisa, a little bit detail about it. Nahmaduhu nusalli ala rasulihil kareem amma ba'd. The surah is comprised of several discourses that were revolved on different occasions. Instruction about the division of inheritance, safeguarding of the rights of the orphans were revealed after the Battle of Uhud, in which 70 Muslims were martyred by the end of the third year after Hijrah. Islamic calendar, a last warning to the Jews, and was given before the Jewish tribes of Banu Nazir was expelled from Medina. Permission about tayammum, ablution with clean earth when water is not available, was given during the expedition of Banu al-Mustalaq. So what are the things we're going to learn in this? Prohibition and permitted marriages continued, and permission for marriage with slave girls. Allah wishes to guide and forgive the people and respect the ownership of one another properties. Means avoid heinous sins and do not be jealous. Laws of inheritance are fixed. Men are overseers over women. Khawam. Corrective measures for disobedient women means arbitration in family disputes, and in Hukukul Ibad, rights of other human beings, witnesses of the Rasuls on the day of judgment, prohibition of drinking liquor, second order, and we learn about tayammum, a substitute for ablution. Like you don't have water when you are traveling, when you are sick, and prohibition of drinking alcohol, the second order, and behavior of the people of the book, and invitation of Iman to the people of book, and mushrikin will not be forgiven. People of the book tend to take side of the shaitan, and the fate of unbelievers and believers. What should the believers obey? Hypocrites' attitude towards the decision of prophet, and one who disputes the decision of prophet is not a believer. And be prepared for the armed means conflict going in a way of Allah, and who is going in way of Allah and to help the oppressed. Fear Allah and not the people, and there is no escape from death. Wherever you go, you have to die one day. You can't avoid the death. Obedience of Rasul is in fact the obedience of Allah. Proof of Quran and being the divine revelation. Respond to greeting even with better greeting. When somebody says, say Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Fight against hypocrites and hypocrisy. Punishment for killing a believer, and laws of uh, blood with. Instigate properly before jumping to the conclusion. And also the ranks of mujahideen over the non-mujahideen. Oppressed should migrate if possible, because if you can't practice your religion, reward for migration in the cause of Allah. And Salatul Qasr means shortening your prayer. Allah has given that even though you are traveling, but still you have to pray. You are not exempt from the prayer. Shortening of Salah during travel, Salah in state of war. Salah is obligatory and it is prescribed time, and establish justice based on divine guidance, and warning against slander and against falsely charging innocent. Allah's social favors to the Prophet, prohibition of secret counsel, and its limited exception. Shirk is an unforgivable sin. One has to ask forgiveness for the shirk. Pledge and promises of shaitan. Promise of Allah who can be truer than Allah is promised. Like Allah is the one who promises is true. No one is better than a Muslim. Establishment of justice for women. Have fear of Allah in your dealing. Stand firm for justice. The believers are required to believe wholeheartedly. Boycott un-Islamic gathering. And the hypocrites have double standards. Characteristic of hypocrite and the act of hypocrisy. The hypocrite will be in the lowest depth of the hellfire. That was the thing mentioned. So what we learn, there are so many things which we learn in juz number 5. So when chaste woman is there, you can't just say the things which is again the chaste woman, because the juz starts with muhsanat, one who is chaste, and the allegation, and man is a qawwam, whether he's earning, he's not earning, he's elder, he's younger, doesn't matter. No matter what it is, he is qawwam. Allah has given that, and we have to obey that thing, because that is the honor. So we have to honor that thing, and do not eat the property, wealth with the injustice way, injustice way, and don't kill the people, and don't even reach near the major sins. And in major sins, one of the important is the it's 7, like doing the shirk and doing the magic, killing somebody, and eating the wealth of an orphan, and slandering a chaste woman, and in the war fleeing away. So this is the thing. So one should, and also giving false testimony. That are the major sins. So ar-rijalu qawwamuna 'ala nisa. So rijal, a man is qawwam on woman. And if woman is doing disrespectful thing, nushuzahunna, then faizuhunna means admonish them. Fahjuru fil madaji, like separate the beds. Wadribuhunna, like you can reprimand them, and you can just uh, make them in order to correct them, use the after using the hard words, just you can use the miswak stick to just strike them, not harder. And don't be bukhal, like stingy when you are spending. And also we learn, like when water is not available, what you have to do, you can do tayammum. This tayammum is valid even though if water is not available for 10 years. But what are the exceptions here? Like you don't have water, or you are on the journey, or you are sick, and always qawlan baligha, talk very nicely. And there's one dua, Allahumma tahhir qalbi min nifaqi wa amali min al-riyai wa lisani min al-kazibi wa aini min al-qiyanati fa innaka ta'lamu qa'inata ayuni wa ma tukhfa as-sudur. And when somebody says salam, and say the salam in a proper manner. Jazakallah khairan kasira. This was the quick review for juz number 5. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka